In 2003, BYD crashed into the auto industry, a brutal, high-stakes game that even Warren Buffett used to steer clear of. Before we dive into BYD's car empire, we need to talk about the side of BYD that most people in the West have no idea even exists. Behind tech giants like Apple, Amazon, and Google stands Foxconn, the world's largest electronics contract manufacturer. But lurking right near the top of that global ranking is a name you'd never expect, BYD. It all traces back to 2002. Wang Chuanfu met with Foxconn founder Terry Gou, ostensibly asking for help with battery casings. Gou gave Wang a grand tour of Foxconn's high-tech phone assembly lines in Shenzhen. They toasted, laughed, and projected a bright future. But no deal was signed. Instead, Wang left with key operational insights. Leveraging client trust built through its battery business, BYD officially launched its handset component business in 2003, manufacturing displays, plastic casings and molds for Motorola and Nokia. The business exploded, revenue rocketed from 939 million renminbi in 2004 to 1.91 billion renminbi in 2005, and hit 5.13 billion renminbi in 2006, a massive 169% jump. By 2006, the business accounted for around 40% of BYD's total revenue, becoming its largest engine. In just 4 short years, BYD had pulled off an absolute miracle. But was it really that clean? Not even close. Foxconn was out for blood. In June 2006, Foxconn sued BYD in Shenzhen, accusing former Foxconn designers of stealing Foxconn's confidential files after defecting to BYD. Then, as BYD prepared to spin off its handset component business for a Hong Kong listing in 2007, Foxconn struck back with a massive lawsuit in Hong Kong, claiming BYD poached key executives since 2003, copied assembly lines, and stole over 5.1 billion renminbi worth of business. During a 2007 forensic hearing in Beijing, Foxconn argued that BYD's 4-fold growth in 2 years was statistically impossible without stolen IP. The war peaked in March 2008, when Chinese authorities arrested BYD's co-founder and executive director, Xiao Zhuqian. If you understand the Chinese business landscape, you know just how serious a situation this was. Terry Gou later blasted BYD. "This isn't just copying. They sent corporate spies to steal our data and destroy evidence." By 2009, an employee from Foxconn told IT Times, "Foxconn's best days are behind it. BYD has snatched away far too much of our business." By 2010, revenue from BYD's handset component and assembly services segment reached 20.55 billion renminbi, accounting for 44% of its total group revenue. This business powered brands including Nokia, Motorola, Samsung, ZTE, and Huawei. Then came the smartphone revolution. As Apple and Android took over, BYD's key client Nokia imploded. Nokia's revenue share in BYD's handset component and assembly services segment plummeted from 63% in 2007 to 29% in 2012, triggering a 10% plus drop in overall revenue in 2012. BYD pivoted fast. In 2013, it entered the tablet market with HP's orders and expanded into PCs. By 2015, it secured full assembly orders for Huawei smartphones. However, between 2014 and 2016, the contract assembly industry hit a brutal wall. Low-end assembly offered tiny profit margins. Though BYD's volume grew, profits flatlined, falling into the dangerous trap of growing revenue without growing profit. Fast forward to 2018, BYD's handset component and assembly services segment brought in around 41 billion renminbi, 34% of BYD Group's total sales, with Huawei making up over 30% of that business. Then, the turning point of the century hit in May 2019. The US government blacklisted Huawei. Panicked, US manufacturing giant Flextronics froze production for Huawei. Seizing the chaos, BYD stepped in, took over Flextronics' massive Changsha factory, and within just 4 months, rolled the first Huawei phones off BYD's brand new lines. By 2019, BYD Electronics was the 8th largest EMS provider on Earth, with CEO Wang Yanqiang noting that 2 out of every 10 smartphones worldwide used BYD parts. Then came the ultimate conquest. In late 2020, BYD began mass-producing Apple's iPad 8 and iPad Air 4, smashing Taiwanese giants' long-standing monopoly on iPad assembly. By 2021, BYD Electronics climbed to the 6th largest globally, officially becoming the #1 contract manufacturer in mainland China. By 2022, BYD Electronics revenue smashed through 100 billion renminbi, with Apple contributing 44% of total sales. In August 2023, BYD executed a masterstroke, paying $2.2 billion in cash to buy out US giant Jabil's mobile electronics operations in Chengdu and Wuxi, cementing its grip on Apple's premium supply chain. But aggressive expansion comes at a cost. In March 2025, after BYD slashed overtime pay and altered shifts, thousands of workers in Wuxi and Chengdu staged rare, explosive strikes, demanding BYD either keep its promise of no pay cuts for 18 months or release their original severance packages that Jabil had set aside during the acquisition. Despite the friction, BYD Electronics generated a staggering 179.5 billion renminbi in 2025, with 84% coming from smart devices for Apple, Xiaomi, Huawei, and Samsung. Yet, if you look at BYD's financial reports today, the electronics segment's share of total group revenue is actually shrinking. Why? Not because it's failing, but because BYD's EV empire grew so insanely fast that it completely redefined the company's financial profile. If stories like this are what you're looking for, hit that subscribe button right now. That's why we created this channel, to show what's really going on in China from the inside, not from behind a desk in London or New York. See you in the next episode.